Hey guys, welcome to another fun Saturday tutorial. I'm going to make some freezy, or as in the States calls them, popsicles sleeve for my girls, especially because it's May the 4th be with you. So what I have gathered here today is everything that I need. Because I'm cutting felt, I like to use the Rotary Blade as well as the pink fabric grip mat. I also have the standard fine point blade and the standard green mat. For my iron-on vinyls here, I'm just using a collection of beautiful scrap colors that I think are going to go really well with my felts. So I have two summer themed ones. I'm going to be doing one out of this pink felt, one out of this purple felt, and then in honor of Star Wars Day here, I'm also going to make one that looks a bit like a LightSword. And yes, I'm saying LightSword and not lightsaber because I do not own that term. So we are going to make a LightSword today with this gray. All right, let's jump right in.
So the first mat I have here being prompted to cut is my base gray felt for the LightSword. So I've changed my base material to felt, and I'm also going to change out the tool for cutting to the Rotary Blade. That's just my preference. And so instead of having it say fine tip, it's going to say Rotary Blade.
Taking my Rotary Blade here, remove the cover, flipping it inside my maker, making sure the plastic is at the back, and closing. So we're good to go. So now that I'm cutting my HDV for my LightSword here, I'm looking at this mat. I'm double checking the mirror is on, but I'm no longer cutting with felt. So I'm going to switch it back to my everyday iron-on vinyl. And it says here, load the fine point blade. So I need to switch my Rotary Blade out. So just switching my Rotary Blade out here by taking the clamp, popping it open, sliding my rotary out. I'm going to set it up here because I'm going to be using it again soon. Taking my fine point blade, sliding it in, closing the clamp. We're ready to go. So now that my machine has cut out my iron-on vinyl with my scrap piece here, I'm just gonna have a good look here. You can take your scissors and cut along there, but because I kind of like using the standard grip mat to hold my piece, I'm actually gonna take this control knife and just cut off the bottom there for me. I'm not pushing too hard, just hard enough to cut through the iron-on. What I love about iron-on vinyl is just how easy it is to weed here. I'm going to take my hook and just along the edge, slide it in. This is my favorite weeding tool. I know it's the standard one, it's boring, but it works well for me. I'm just going to peel it back. Super simple weeding. So on your home screen, these three little wavy lines, that will take you right to the Cricut Heat Guide and open up a new window in your browser. I like to choose the press I'm using. Today it will be the mini press just because I find it nice and easy. I've got everyday iron-on and we're working with belts. Once I apply that, it's going to preload the settings that I need for how long and some additional supplies that can help me. I'm going to get my little press here. It says it should be on low. When this is green, it will beep and it will tell me that it's ready to go. Once the material has cooled, you can take the carrier sheets and carefully peel it away. I go slowly because if any part does not adhere, I'm just going to gently repress it with my press. But today we look good. The next step is going to be closing up my LightSword so that it can now hold the popsicle. I could do this a couple ways. If you own a sewing machine or like to sew by hand, you could sew along the edges here. If, however, you're looking for a quick fix or don't have a sewing machine, you can take hot glue and hot glue along the insides here. So after I hot glued these seams down here, closed it, lined it up. I've got this cute little pocket sleeve now. And I've got this giant freezie. Of course, I freeze them in half so my girls can split them. But either way, I'm just gonna slide it right in. And now, boom. Yeah, I'm that nerdy. They've got a LightSword. Easy as pie.
So then for anyone interested in making the summer themed freezy sleeves, I just went ahead, followed the same directions. So I cut my felt with the rotary blade on the fabric mat, and I cut my HTV or iron-on vinyl on the green standard grit mat with the fine tip blade. Once removed from the mat, I weeded, and then I kind of aligned them up to each other to get a look. I heated my felt. I pressed my first layer for the first 30 seconds. Then each layer on top of that, I only pressed for 10 seconds. I find that when adhering vinyl to vinyl, it needs less time. Then you'll notice each time I press a new layer, I make sure the carrier sheet is covering all the vinyl so it does not burn. Next, I got my sewing machine and I sewed along the edges, leaving the top of the pocket open and back stitching along the tops. Ta-da! We have some adorable summer themed freezy holders, and of course one LightSword holder, so that anyone who wants to celebrate May the 4th can do so with some style.